work, Flag. It's the price you pay for living out here. Oh, but Pa says it's the best kind of place to grow up in. Only I never used to believe it. I hated doing chores and was jealous of all the town kids. But when I found you, Flag, all them bad feelings I had just went away. Hey, that's Doc Wilson's buggy.
Hello. Oh.
Nuts.
Soaking wet and obviously embarrassed, the young adventurer was a sight to be seen. And then he looked up at me and said, "Nah."
What?
Then rising, he glared at me with fire in his eyes.
You better quit that.
And angrily shouted, "You'd better quit that."
Listen, you.
Jody, no!
Huh?
I brought him here. Jody, I'd like you to meet my half-cousin, Paul. Hi.
Huh? Oh.
Paul lives in a big town way up north from here, and he came all the way down here because he wanted to meet you, Jody. I plan to write about you in my paper.
Write about me?
Yes, it's a story that I'm doing for my school newspaper. Put her there.
Ma, do you know what this is all about?
Don't ask me, Jody. You should ask Doc Wilson.
I heard that. Jody, this was all Eulalie's doing.
Eulalie's doing?
Well, apparently this Paul is a real adventure lover and wants to become a reporter someday. And Eulalie's been writing him letters about you that make you seem like a great adventurer.
Why, that's ridiculous.
But Doc Wilson, how come you didn't tell him it was all a big mistake?
Well, since he traveled such a long way and everything, I didn't want to disappoint him, so I figured you'd think of something.
Well, you figured wrong.
Look, I've got another call to make. See ya!
Huh? Doc Wilson, wait!
May I come in, Jody? So this is your room, huh? His room was quite small, and I found it to be quite messy.
Oh. Paul, that's not a very nice thing to write.
Well, I have to be honest, don't I? Oh. Oddly enough, I found no bearskins or stuffed mountain lions, which would have been appropriate decoration in the room of this so-called great adventurer. In fact, his room was completely empty.
Well, not completely.
Oh?
Look. That's Flag, Jody's pet fawn. I told you about Flag in my letters, remember? He and Jody are like brothers.
There's no question about that. Is it really true you can talk to Flag? Huh?
Well, no, not exactly.
Well, then, now, isn't it true that Flag will listen to whatever you say to him?
No, actually, he never listens to anything I say.
Oh.
Jody? Everything you say, Jody, is disappointing Paul.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
All you have to do is tell him about your real adventures. And then maybe you could take him along on one of your expeditions. Like a bear hunt or an alligator hunt.
Eulalie, you gotta be kidding.
But Jody, Paul thinks you're a great adventurer.
He only thinks so because that's what you told him. How could you lie to him like that?
I only wanted to feel proud of you, Jody. Is that so bad?
No,
Jody!
Hey, stop that.
I'd love to see you have a great adventure. I would. I really would.
All right. I'll ask Pa, and he'll take us hunting when he gets back home.
Really? Oh, Jody!
You and Paul aren't eating very much, Eulalie.
I guess I'm not very hungry.
They ain't used to our food.
That's right. The food that was served to us tasted quite terrible.
Huh?
In fact, I found it very hard to believe that this meal was intended for human consumption.
You're being rude.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I think it's important to be honest, don't you?
You're a little too honest.
So, Paul, I understand you want to become a news reporter someday.
Yes, but not only a news reporter. I plan to be involved in all sorts of wild adventures like mountain climbing and animal safaris and even deep-sea treasure hunts. And then afterwards, I'll write about them.
Sounds real exciting.
Speaking of that, Pa, can we go out today and do some hunting?
What for, Jody?
Paul wants to see me do some hunting.
Now, Jody.
We're farmers, Jody. We never go out hunting without good reason.
But Paul needs to,
It ain't right to go hunting just to show off. Not for a news reporter or anyone else, for that matter. Besides which, I've got work to do in the fields.
Jody, did you forget that you have to go back for more water? Or were you planning to skip it because of our guests?
I didn't forget.
Say, Jody, after you fetch the water, you're free to go fishing.
Go fishing?
And take Paul along with you. After all, fishing's just another form of hunting, ain't it?
So far, his greatest adventures appear to be helping out with the family chores. Apparently, his specialty is the daily fetching of water. Though it's safe to assume he does other chores as well. For instance, farming and splitting wood.